This is the real spiel. Shiloh Institute, stand up. This is Del K. Brereton coming to you with part two of the Donald Trump Kamala Harris 2024 debate. Again, this is part two. Down goes Donald. Down goes Donald. As I mentioned to you, I would be coming back to give you part two in the evening. I thought it'd be a little earlier, but I had some things to do. But now that we're here, let's finish that conversation, shall we? Let's finish that conversation. The conversation had some things left outstanding, and that was two specific things. Did she actually win the debate? And how many people watched it? How many people watched it? Apparently, 84 million TV viewers watched Hillary and Donald. But they only had about 57.5 million last night, not including the streamers. So, was it Super Bowl? Nope. More, as somebody put it, Seinfeld finale. I thought that was quite humorous. So everybody is weighing in. Everybody's trying to weigh in. Most people, when you go online, they are saying that Kamala won the debate. They are saying that. They're saying that Donald Trump's ridiculous statement about people eating pets, and some people are coming for him for the 9-month abortion thing, but that's a real thing that was happening in America, that was going on. So I ain't gonna kill him for that one. The pets thing, though, jeez, he killed himself with that. But I don't want to rehash old information. Donald has come and said point blank he doesn't want to have another debate with her, and I understand why he didn't want to have a debate with her in the first place. What's going on? Daniel, good to see you. Hey, he didn't want to have a debate in the first place because he knew that she was going to hit him with the criminal stuff. And there's nothing he can do about that. He can't protect himself from that. All he said is he's going to win them all in appeal. And that's the major blow, right? And with the sentencing sitting over his head, he doesn't know where things are going to go. So scheduling a debate, knowing that he has a sentencing hearing in November, that's tight. That's real tight. And it doesn't help him. It's like a number one draft choice, the consensus number one draft choice. He's not going to go for workouts. He's not going to be like invited to 10 different NBA teams to work out. He's going to be like, no, I'm the number one draft choice. I don't have to work out. I'm the consensus pick. I've got to train, but I'm not going to go and audition for being the number one draft choice. I already know I'm the number one draft choice. So Donald, really, it doesn't help him to debate Kamala. It would be stupid of him to debate her twice. It was necessary for him to debate her at least once. It was absolutely necessary. It would have been clear that he was avoiding it, and he had to do it. He had to do it. He had no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He had to do it. Apparently, he went on Fox News today, called into the live show to get a little bit of a feel of how they felt he did. He says, "Oh, I don't know what debate everybody else was watching. I think we did great. I think we did wonderful. I think we did fine." So it's clear that he's definitely licking his wounds from the other night, and Kamala did her thing. She did a very, very good job for herself. She put herself in a great position. Most people are saying, and I want to listen to see what everybody else was saying. They're saying she sounded presidential. They said she sounded like a commander-in-chief. And these are the things that she had to prove to the American public, that she could be so-called presidential. Because presidential, for the American population, is a level of royalty. Do you sound like you're supposed to be in that seat? And last night, for many people, she sounded like she was supposed to be in that seat. The question is, what will happen? Will that show up in the ballot box? Will that show up in early voting? Will it show up on the day of the actual election? Will people come out and demonstrate that what she did last night convinced them to make her the president of those United States? And I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to turn out. Now, there's some things that I wanted to, I got to call it the elephant in the room. And I think I think we cannot underplay this, okay? So Melania Trump, his wife, was not with him on campaign trips. She wasn't with him, and she said she was going to be with him. And she was kind of conspicuous by her absence. But Melania has now come out with a brand new book. And what she is highlighting, she put out a quick video of this, is the silence, the deafening silence of the assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. And even bigger than Melania's allegation of the media deafening silence, of the silence of that particular investigation, it is the silence of Donald Trump on the fact that somebody tried to kill him. Now, allegedly, the person who tried to shoot him was a Republican. How they know this stuff, I don't know. But allegedly it was a person who claimed to be a member or to be a supporter of the Republican side of the ticket. But I think there's bigger things to talk about here, and I'd like to discuss that really briefly as part 2 comes to the surface. Before I get into part 2, you guys have to go and check out the Hebrew class that we have with David Israel, with the Hebrew Institute of Language and Learning. We are doing big things there. delkbread@gmail.com. Listen, learning to speak Hebrew in 5 lessons, 16 lessons in the first session, but in 5 lessons, you'll be able to speak, write, and read Hebrew. Okay? Register for it. It's $300. It's live from Israel, from our teacher, Dr. David Israel. David Israel. Okay, listen. Somebody tried to kill this man, and it's incredible how quickly we are not talking about this anymore. Somebody didn't just try to kill him. Somebody got a clear, open corridor to murder Donald Trump. Donald Trump, literally, the conversation we should be having, we are an inch away from having a conversation about a new person running against Kamala. He should be dead. He really should be a dead man. And it's weird that we have simply stopped talking about this assassination attempt and this open corridor by local police, by the Secret Service, to give this guy an opportunity to get multiple shots off. And if anything scares Donald Trump, it is the potential for a conspiracy for his life by the people who are actually been sworn to protect him. Kamala Harris, just like Barack Obama, ignored Black American concerns and issues. We can talk about that. We serve God. The debate was a bait and switch. Miss Ann, neither are we worthy of rule. Hello, Miss Ann. I agree, Miss Ann. I agree. But, Miss Ann, remember, America is the rule of the people. You are a democracy. You are a democracy. You are a democracy. It is the rule of the people. So Kamala and Donald will not rule America. They will be representative of the rule of the people because they are put in position. So the question really is, why are the people deciding to put these two people in power? Why are the majority of Americans deciding that these are the only two people fit to sit behind that Oval Office? Because the Republican Party says so, because the Democratic Party says so. The mental slavery of being so tied to only those two human beings because they were endorsed by these major parties and platform. It's something to be said of the American hive mind. Do you know what the hive mind is? It came from the concept in Star Trek, the Borg. The Borg everybody had the same mind. They were cyborgs, and they spoke and were basically directed by one central nervous system and one central mind, the hive mind, they referred to it as. And the queen was the only one who sat above the hive mind, but everybody's mind was interconnected. And so why are all the people of America interconnected to say we have to make a decision only between these two people when there are other people running for president right now? There are other people running for president. Cornel West is running for president. Other people are running for president. But the hive mind only pays attention to these two individuals and truly believes that they are the only two people fit to run that Oval Office. Very interesting. A very interesting thought. So Kamala Harris, just like Barack Obama, you're wrong. Black issues, concerns not addressed. Now, I think Kamala is different than Barack in this way, where we truly believed I would speak to Bill. You know, and the whole bait and switch concept, you know, is what I think Barack did. Barack made us think he was soul brother number one, and then kind of left us in the lurch when it was to magnanimous things that were done. But I think Barack was afraid of that. And it's so interesting that Trump has made his, I forgot, somebody has to come and tell me what this plan is, and it's platinum something, but it's basically $500 billion that has been allocated, that will be, according to the Trump plan, to the black community for, I believe it's business loans. And to me, black people in the Republican side like this. And I think to myself, and Donald's saying, because of the disenfranchisement of black people in respect to getting loans, we have allocated this money simply for black people. But two things that speaks to the clear position of systemized racism that still exists, and the deplorableness even in the financial sector. And it also speaks to, why are you offering black people debt? You just offered me debt. If you said, Mr. Trump, that you have a plan for $500 billion of grants, that's a whole different story, brother. You said debt. You're going to lay $500 billion of debt on the backs of black businesses. Because why? Because the banks won't give it to them? So you're just, and so what? And what is this debt going to cost? And how long is it going to take this debt to be paid off? That's not. To me, that's not a good deal. That's not doing anything for me. Man, I'm going to make sure that you can get a loan. Thanks, bro. How about setting up funds to grant money to small business in the black community? Do that. That's real. That makes sense. But to say that I have a plan to give you guys debt, and black Republicans shouting about how that's a step up, that confused the heck out of me. Kamala doesn't have any grandiose plan to insert financial stimulus into any sector of the black community. Her talking points are talking about the middle class, 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 the middle class. Black people don't just make up the middle class. And when she says Donald Trump he's going to give tax cuts to all his billionaire friends, there's some black billionaires running around saying thank you. Thanks, Donald. I need that. So again, I think there's so much myopia on the side of both of these people. But especially with somebody who's supposed to be as intelligent as Kamala is. And yes, her father leans to Keynesian economics, which is not Marxism. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with Marxism, first of all. There's nothing wrong with a socialist plan for support. Marxism exists in every capital country. In every G8 country, you have Marxist things. You have state-sponsored things. The state pays for certain things. That's part of a civilization that is wealthy and prosperous. The state should make sure that certain things are taken care of. You shouldn't have to pave the road in front of your house. You shouldn't have to take out your own garbage. You shouldn't have to run a well. And there should be infrastructure that comes compartmentalized with your communities. Your water should be something the state takes care of. So there's lots of things that the state is supposed to put into place for you. And some things should be free. Healthcare, for example, should be free. I'm sorry, water should be free. Air should be free. There's certain things that should be free. Dental stuff should be free. The state should pay those professionals to afford those things for free. I believe those things should be free. If that's the case, am I a Marxist? Am I a communist? Wild stuff. I don't think Kamala nor Trump has a plan for America. I don't think they do. I think they have a plan for what has been the same old conversation, the old guard. They got a plan to how to make money. They have a plan for those things. They have a plan to make sure that the American Republic remains in the hands of those it remains in. But I don't hear any shifting and moving in the atmosphere. I don't. All I hear is the same old thing. And this is why Donald Trump has a chance. It's because people are tired of the same old thing. And they rather roll the dice on a wild card president who just might shake things up enough to change something. I think Kamala and Joe have demonstrated that this last term, effectively, the status quo was just reestablished. They're tired of watching Donald Trump create havoc in America. They wanted this peace and quiet coming from the White House. And that's what they got. And so the question is, for America, is do you want to set the place on fire? Or do you just want it to be warm? Because Donald's going to set it on fire. And Kamala is going to keep the place warm. I don't know what else to say. America, again, needs to, and especially Black and Latino America, you guys need another party that represents your initiatives, your interests, your thoughts, your morality. You need another party. Because the right and left is not enough. You need somebody in the center. So, in Canada, for example, we have three major parties. Somebody might say four, which is the Green Party, but I can't call those guys a major party. We have the PCs, the Progressive Conservatives. They are the right. And then we have the Liberals. Very easy. They are the left. And then we have something called the New Democratic Party. Those guys are centrist. They're right in the middle. They support the Liberals from some stuff. They support the PCs for some stuff. They've never won any major election. But they come closer to being the voice of the people. They're about social programs. They're all about social programs, which means they're about government spending money to keep social things up. They're about supplementing housing, supplementing daycare, making sure life can be lived. Do their programs drive the price of inflation and things like that up? Absolutely, because they cause the government to spend more money. Taxes go up, things are spent, and therefore, but people are covered. And so sometimes you need that centrist voice. And America sounds like that's what they need right now. They need somebody stuck right in the middle of Kamala and Donald. Somebody stuck right in the middle. And that's what you don't have, unfortunately. That's what you don't have. Let me see. Let me view this message. Oh, wow. Somebody wants me to pull over and twerk. Like, how would I do that? We get all kinds out here. That's not this kind of station. That's not this kind of channel. Okay. But if you wanna make it rain out here, please feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. Listen, that's all I need to say. I got y'all two versions of what could take place, but Kamala didn't win this thing. I said it was a tie. I said it was a tie. Everybody else is saying she won it, but what did she win? Did she win our admiration? Her undecided voters? No, she just did a job of speaking her points to Trump. But at the end of the day, is that going to help her win an election? I don't know. I have no idea. But JM Fulano, I appreciate that you think I can twerk, because I'm from Trinidad. We can whine. But that's not this show. You're on the wrong channel. You know what? You've inspired me, though. Maybe I need an OnlyFans. The devil is a liar. This is The Real Spiel. It's Del K. Brereton, and this was part 2. Y'all take it easy, and we'll talk soon. JM Fulano, no twerking will be here.